Okay, so this is my part 3 for my tutorial, and we're just gonna go over some stuff, and we're not really just gonna finish it off, and I'm gonna show you some stuff that you can do with it, maybe. So this function right here, the boolean running, is only needed if you're making a program that has a loop in it. Like most games have loops and stuff. And if you're making a game, I'd recommend going to this state right here. That's a good site right here if you want to go there. I guess I can put that in the description for you guys too. But for the most part, for the simple program that we're going to be going through right now, we won't really need the update render, this or this. I know last time I had the whole problem of making them, but you can close those, and if you want you can remove the file. And we can remove this because the programs that we're going to be focusing on for this template is programs that don't need loops. Now, since they're just simple C++ programs I'm targeting. So get rid of that too. And in C++ you can get rid of this on the app.c++. You can go down to cleanup. I'm going to save this. Where am I going? App.h. You can add another private for something like for like the app's functions, so functions for the program. Whereas down here, this is the basic stuff you just wouldn't touch ever. You wouldn't really modify this part of the code because this is just the bones of the code. It's like the basis. Where up here you can add like the functions like get money or something, I don't know. Get amount of money, get trees, I don't know what you'd put. Up here you can put your other private stuff like your pointer array, stuff like that. You can also put a public in here too. So over here we'll just make a small program, so we want to make sure we include IO stream, and we're going to go to app.c++, and we're actually going to make a small program with this. So if you initiate, let's say, oh yeah, the nice thing about cleanup is that you don't need to worry about this initiate and cleanup thing, is that you don't have to initialize all your variables here. You can initialize them in different variables, change their amount whenever you want, so that, yeah. So let's go to app.c++ and go. So it initiates the in here as 20, whereas down in here you can actually go again and go name equals new char or sorry, you want to delete it first. New char, delete name, and then name equals new char, and you can resize it to like 100 or something, or size of monkey, right? So it just makes everything easier to work around, where then right away it just cleans it all up at the end. So right now we're gonna actually go ahead and make a program here. Hopefully I don't screw up with anything. I usually don't use input output stream, so I might fail at this. Okay. And then let's see. Alright, I know people don't prefer this method of system pause. But this is only for small program demonstration or template demonstration. So if you're not using Windows, but if you're not using Windows, I'm pretty sure you know how to do this. If not, you can go Google it up. Okay, so another thing I forgot to do is that when you're doing this, you should do this also. Because you're not actually using the namespace, and it'll show you an error. I think that's part of the STD system, I don't know. Or STD namespace. I don't think I forgot anything. Hopefully it works. So right now the name cannot be larger than 20. So we'll just give it an unrealistic size for this example. I doubt anyone's name that's going to be watching this video is 225 characters long. So we're gonna rebuild it. We're press Control F11. Look at that, 0 errors. So now we're gonna go execute. You can press F10 to run it. So now ask me for my name. Whoa, that looks cool. Paint. Haha, sorry. And Kajidima 92. Center. Nice to meet you, Kajidima 92. And when I press enter, it should, according to my code, clean up the memory and then return 0. Return 0 here, which then returns 0 and quits without errors. So, here we go. So there's a nice way to have a system that cleans memory up for you. As you can see, this is good if you don't want to use this include string, but I don't know. It's also nice for things like if you're going to go and do something like this. If you're going to have string, and then you're going to go and const char last name. So now we have another pointer for constant char or whatever, and we're gonna go delete the last name. On the init, we're gonna go create last name equals. We won't do that there actually. For an example, we don't actually need to initialize it, but in here we're going to initialize it by going down here. Go cd cout last name, and I guess last name is 2 words, eh? Sorry if I'm mistaken. And std cn ln. 1 second. I'm gonna go like ln string ln and then cout d and the line. So here we have, can move this over a bit. It's going to output nice to meet you, my name, then my last name. And my last name will be, I'm just going to go down here, make a little bit of room so you can see. Last name equals new char, new const char array of ln.size. And now we can go for int I equals 0, I is less than ln.size, I plus, increment it. We don't, uh-oh. Sorry about that. I pressed F12, which makes it full screen. We don't need that because we're just gonna do one operation. We're gonna make last name I equals last name dot last name at I. So we're making last name equals last name dot I, ln dot I. Just down the line so you guys can see it. And of course we don't need the curly brackets because it's just looping this. This should work by my expectations. So let's compile it. String undeclared, that's right. Oops. Well, string is undeclared. So we'll try this. Go to app.c++. And then privates here. We're going to string n, and then rebuild it. Well, I'll pause this for a second and I'll come back when I got it fixed. Okay, so I found the issue. The issue is in app.h. I forgot to add the std before the string here. And so go back to the app.c++. Pretty much all I'm trying to prove here is that it's just simpler in some cases. Like right here we have std cout last name. I'm going to get rid of this here. And it takes the input from sin here and it stores into a string, which is ln. And so we know that it's a string, we'll put strln there. Just so we know that that one's at least a string. We should also be doing that with the chars also, but we only have 2 types in this program, so I'm just going to keep it like this. I recommend you properly name your variables. So here we have last name, takes it, stores it, and then we create last name, or we allocate memory for last name. So last name equals new char strln dot size. So it takes the size, the amount of characters in ln, and dynamically allocates memory with that amount of characters in size and in mind. So, and then we go to we create a for loop which then assigns all the characters in this one over to this one. So now we have std cout nice to meet you name space last name std end line and so on, and then system out and stuff. So we can run it, and as you can see we have our name. We can go Joey Smith. So Joey Smith. Nice to meet you, Joey Smith. So that just kind of, seeing that happen kind of proves that it's just sometimes simpler that way. I don't know, but having your program like this with the initialize and then cleanup kind of makes it easier, because within the cleanup you can have it delete any memory if you already created for certain things. Like this obviously doesn't just include things like it's not only meant for characters and stuff like that and names. You can also put class arrays and stuff like that for people who are just beginning and understanding some of this. You don't really need to have, like, never mind. But anyways, yeah, you get the idea, hopefully. And here we go. That's the whole entire program here. And this video just reached 20 minutes, so I should stop. But hopefully you guys understand how this works. But before we stop, we can make our program here. You can get rid of all this if you want. or not if you don't want to. We can clean up our we can clean this up by getting rid of this. Clean this up by getting rid of these. Go to app.h, remove all this. Remove the headers. You can put private variables. And keep these to app.cpp. Keep this the way it is. We can put in here constructor, and now that we have all that done, we can go file, save all, file, new. For this is for people that are using dev.c++. We can go template. It creates a new template. And we can go and name this template whatever you want. We can go my fab template and name this, I don't know, description, effective template for memory allocation. Category can put in the basic. Your project name, I don't know what that stands for, so we can just say base temp or something. Or my app, I guess. Choose an icon, whatever you want. Let's choose this one. Click create. This template has been created, blah blah blah. And now when we go file, new, project, you can see it's right here. So that you can click on that, create project, we'll just create project 2. Okay, yes. Project 2, yes. Yes, overwrite it. And now when we start it up, it's going to start with app.cpp, app.h, init.cpp, and cleanup.cpp. And you have all your fancy little comments here to kind of remind you what they're for. And everything's there. And it's pretty much everything. So have fun with this, and this is 92. And see ya. And my apologies for the 24-minute video.